Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today our topic is prokaryotes and eukaryotes. What's the difference between prokaryotic cells and prokaryotic eukaryotic cells? Or what's the difference between prokaryotic organisms and eukaryotic organisms? So now the detail of the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So look at the terms. The first one, prokaryotes. Prokaryotes. The term prokaryotes is derived from two Greek words, pro and karyon. Pro means before and karyon means nut or kernel, or simply we can say nucleus. So what are prokaryotes? What are prokaryotic organisms? All those organisms which lack well-defined nuclei in their cells. A cell without nucleus is called prokaryotic cell, and such organisms are called prokaryotes. Look at the term pro and karyon, which means before nucleus. Before nucleus means a cell without nucleus, a cell without well-defined nucleus. And on the other hand, the second term is eukaryotes. Again, this term is a combination of two Greek words, eu and karyon. Eu means true. Karyon means again nut or kernel or nucleus. So combine both. What does it mean? Eukaryote. A cell with well-defined nucleus is called eukaryotic cell, and such organism is called eukaryotic organism. Now, this is very simple difference. Come into the detail of the differences between prokaryotic organisms and eukaryotic organisms. So the first difference between prokaryotic organisms and eukaryotic organisms. First one, prokaryotic cells, they lack well-defined membrane-bounded nucleus. Membrane-bounded nucleus. This is the difference. They are without nuclei. These cells are without nuclei. These organisms don't have any nuclei in their cells. Eukaryotic cell. A eukaryotic cell has a defined nucleus. It has a well-defined membrane-bounded nucleus. Eukaryotic cell will have a membrane-bounded nucleus, and such organisms possess well-defined nuclei in their cells. That is the basic difference. Second difference, prokaryotic cells, they lack membrane-bounded cell organelles. Membrane-bounded cell organelles. Membrane-bounded cell organelles are absent in prokaryotic cells. They don't have mitochondria, they don't have Golgi bodies, they don't have endoplasmic reticulum. Membrane-bounded cell organelles absent in prokaryotic cells. Why? Whereas eukaryotic cell has mitochondria, chloroplast, plastid, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies. So they possess, these cells possess membrane-bounded cell organelles. For example, mitochondrion, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. So the first one, prokaryotic cell has no nucleus. Eukaryotic cell will have nucleus. Second, the prokaryotic cell will be without membrane-bounded cell organelles, for example, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplast, etc. And the eukaryotic cell will possess these membrane-bounded cell organelles. The third difference, if there is no membrane-bounded cell organelle here, so the genetic material DNA, it will be dispersed in the cytoplasm. It will be scattered in the cytoplasm. Will be present scattered within cytoplasm. Within cytoplasm. And here the genetic material. Here the genetic material in the form of DNA. The genetic material, the hereditary material, that will be present in the nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm or within the nucleus. The genetic material is present within the nucleus because there is nucleus. And here there is no nucleus, so the genetic material is scattered within the cytoplasm. Now, the fourth character. There is a difference between the genetic material of prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Here the DNA is circular in form. DNA is circular form. DNA in circular form. There is no proper chromosome. Here in eukaryotic cells, the DNA, here the DNA is linear. The DNA is in linear form. That is in helical form. Common form. There is a variation. There is a variation in the form of the genetic material in eukaryotic cells. But here, the generalized one, that may be linear or helical form. Next one. There is no proper chromosome in prokaryotic cell. Because the genetic material is present in the circular form, here the chromosome is absent. Chromosome. So, as I told you, in case of prokaryotic cell, the DNA is circular in form. While in case of eukaryotic cell, the genetic material may be linear or in helical form. So this is another difference. Now the next difference, that is ribosome. Ribosome in case of prokaryotic cell, that is 70S. While in eukaryotic cell, the ribosome is 80S. The ribosome is 80S. As I told, the membrane-bounded cell organelles are absent in prokaryotic cell, when they are present in eukaryotic cell. But here, ribosome is the only cell organelle which is present in prokaryotic cell, and that is 70S. Here the ribosome is 80S. S stands for Swedberg unit. What is Swedberg unit? What is sedimentation rate? What is centrifugation? We will talk about centrifugation. It shows the centrifugation rate. So the ribosome of prokaryotic cell has 70S. Centrifugation rate को ज़ाहिर कर रहा है. Detail इंशाल्लाह next lecture में पढ़ेंगे. And here this S is 80. So the next difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell is next difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cell. That is cell wall. In prokaryotic cell, the cell wall is present and that is formed by peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan. Chemical composition of the cell wall is peptidoglycan. That is a combination of proteins and carbohydrates. Proteins and carbohydrates. Peptidoglycan. Peptide bond को ज़ाहिर कर रहा है. That is a bond between the two amino acid peptide linkage. And glycogen से लिया गया है. Glycogen is a complex carbohydrates. So that is a combination of proteins and carbohydrates, and technically known as peptidoglycan. In case of eukaryotic cells, the cell wall may or may not be present. It may or may not be present. If present, that may be formed by cellulose. That may be formed by cellulose in case of plant cell. In plant cell, the cell wall is formed by cellulose. In fungal cell. In fungal cell, the cell wall is formed by chitin. Both are carbohydrates, polysaccharide, cellulose is polysaccharide, chitin is polysaccharide. Both are polysaccharides, but they have difference in their chemical structure, chemical composition. Now, while in animal cell, there is no cell wall. No cell wall. So the cell wall may or may not be present. If present, that may be chemically cellulosic, chitinous, or absent in animal cell. Next difference between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, that is reproduction, that is division, cell division. Here the common cell division is binary fission. Binary fission. Binary fission is a simple process in which a parental cell divides into two daughter cells. Simple process. While here the reproduction takes place through mitosis or meiosis. Both are complex processes. Both are complex processes, meiosis and mitosis. So this is another difference. Next difference, that is the presence of cytoskeleton. No cytoskeleton. Cell skeleton is absent. No cytoskeleton. Here they possess cytoskeleton, cell cytoskeleton. That is for support. Cytoskeleton is present and here is no cytoskeleton. Now the examples of prokaryotic cells, that is bacteria and cyanobacteria. And cyanobacteria. Archaea, bacteria and cyanobacteria. While the examples of eukaryotic cells, plant cell, animal cell, plants, animals, and fungal cells. These are the examples of. So this is all of eukaryotic. This is all about prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So remember these points. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.